Good morning and welcome to the 1 Million Cups podcast for the community, by the community. We took a break last week because of the College World Series, but we are back. Shout out to LSU. I think they took home the trophy back to Louisiana. They brought the heat. They won the tournament, but it continues. So I have my guy Andre with me today. Andre, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. How about yourself?
Same. It's funny, we both have on hats. I'm having a bad hair day, but it wasn't planned. For sure. So, Andre, kick us off, man. Tell us about you. Who are you? What's your background? How did you get to where you are today?
Yeah, thank you for asking me. So I started off in the nonprofit world. I worked for UNO, where I was a service supervisor, and I got a chance to work with a few different nonprofits, like Union for Contemporary Arts, and I eventually worked for Greater Omaha Chamber of Commerce as a diversity, equity, and inclusion intern. And then I transitioned. I went into freelance photography for about a full year. And from that point, 2021, I decided to get into tech sales. So I've been in tech sales since. And so currently I work in programmatic advertising with a company called Simpli.fi, and I've worked with a startup company locally, as well as a news station.
Interesting. So it sounds like your path has not been linear.
Nope.
A lot of times people think I'm going to graduate school and this is my career for the rest of my life, but never quite works out that way. So what made you want to go from nonprofit, the chamber, into tech sales?
Yeah, so I think, a lot of people had experiences with, layoffs during the pandemic. And so a lot of departments were kind of laid off at the chamber at that time. And then after freelance photography, doing that for a year full time, I just decided to get a job. Tech sales seemed interesting at the time. So I jumped into being a BDR, business development representative at Builder Trend. And I think from there, I kind of found a love for communicating with organizations nationwide. Mostly worked with construction contractors.
For sure.
So from then on, I just took it and kind of climbed my way into different roles. From business development representative to account manager to account executive, and now a sales director. I kind of love the chase. Just love that whole game.
The hunt, right?
Yeah, the hunt. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. So for the entrepreneurs or the business development people that see this, what tips would you give them? Sometimes people are so afraid. They're like, I hate sales. I don't want to be salesy. Or we've heard the term salesman breath. So how do you view sales, and also how have you been successful at it?
Yeah, so I think for me, I view sales, in the beginning, you kind of you're very scripted. You start to overanalyze how you should reach out to people. Really, it's just community outreach. You're just building relationships. A lot of deals will take a lot longer than people think. A lot of organizations even have this broad idea that, you should be able to connect with a person and sell within 2 weeks. Of me, I don't take that approach. I'm very it may take 6 months, it may take 9 months. I've closed, there's been some deals that I've worked on where it's taken me over a year to even close a deal. And that could be a small amount of number, it could be a large number. It varies, but really the biggest advice I have is just really work on networking, make touch points with people, be authentic, be you. A lot of people, I think we see through the BS,
right.
Especially if you're a business owner and you're reaching out if you're doing B2B or B2C, just really just be authentically you.
Oh, I love that. It reminds me, a couple of weeks ago, we had Brandy from The Root on here, and one thing she said was, be transformational, don't be transactional. And so many people are transactional.
Very.
So I love what you said about the networking, getting to know people. And it's funny, as a business owner myself, I've always disliked sales, but it's because I was selling stuff I didn't believe in, like credit cards, bank accounts. And now I'm selling my business and myself. I'm I'm all in. And it's, like you said, building relationships. It's not about, give me your money, I'm desperate, I'm trying to slam sell you into something you don't need. So
yeah, people really need to see if you're really passionate about it. I think that's one thing. If you just don't seem like you're all into it, I think people won't buy from you. They can't take you seriously if you're not taking your craft seriously. So I think that's where, for me, a lot of people know that I'm, whatever I'm selling, I have to be passionate about it. And so that's kind of led to me to to when looking for other opportunities, I've just made sure that I've had to actually believe in the product. If I don't, I can't sell it. I really can't. So it's tough to do that.
Yeah, you need that conviction and belief. At least most people do.
Right. Yeah. No. And I think for me, I think I had transferable skills. I think working in the nonprofit world, I worked in communications, and then just helped with volunteering, service-oriented communities, and organize like events. So I think kind of with that passion, it just kind of helps me connect with people, and I think I try to take that same approach into sales because
For sure.
it's the whole transactional, transformative thing, you know.
Yeah. No, I love that. And it's funny, how you've landed in this spot. So transitioning a little bit, what's the future look like for you, Andre? What's the long-term goal? What do you envision for yourself? I know you have a really diverse skill set, so.
I don't know. Really just throwing stuff at the wall right now. So in 2 months, I'll be starting my master's in entrepreneurship and emerging technology. I am building a creative agency right now, working with entertainment industry, working in like hospitality, and also just working with content creators is kind of like the goal I'm building with that. So really, it's just building and breaking stuff. That's kind of like what I'm doing right now. I went back to school last year to finish up my bachelor's. I took a 4-year hiatus with that, and once I found out UNO had an online program for me to finish that up, I was like, hey, let me just go ahead and dive in and finish that up.
Yeah,
so,
get it done.
Just trying to figure it out.
No, well, congrats. And but on behalf of the community, we're proud of you, man. We need more people, especially people of color, to do entrepreneurship and to pursue something new.
Yeah.
Something you said that was really interesting was emerging technology.
Yep.
AI, everything is changing right now. So what do you kind of see in that space, or what should everyone be thinking about?
I think everybody should be thinking about AI right now. I think AI, machine learning, big data, I think, you don't really have to dive into it too much. I think just learn the basics, learn the foundational skills. For me right now, I'm taking an AI for business course through the University of Pennsylvania. And I think for myself, I mean, it's kind of just, we all have, there's just different, we experience these different, phenomenons every, generation, So I think just learn about it, utilize it, and just make yourself more efficient. Utilize the tools out there. That's really what I do. I use AI every day, and I'm always hooked onto my calendar. So.
Yep, same. I hate to admit this, but I'm like addicted to AI. I love it so much, and as you said, build the foundation. You don't have to know everything. Sometimes people want to know how the watch is made, but really you just need to know what time it is. So figure out like what your style is.
Yep.
I'm one of those people, I don't want to know the insides, how it works. I don't want to build my own GPT. AI is built for people to use it, not to build like new technology.
Right.
You can, but if that's like not your skill set, don't be afraid of it.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. I think, utilize other masters and, experts in, subject matters. But, really just hone in. That's what I'm doing right now, is just honing in on what it is that I'm like a master of, and then just going to take off with that. And I'd love to build a team of other people that are like-minded.
For sure. So Andre, I really love strengths and talent. I've gotten to know you a little bit. We've had coffee prior to this. What drives your motivation to continuously learn? Sometimes people are like, I go to school, I finish, and I'm done. But you just have this like interest or this drive to always learn. What drives that for you?
I don't know. I think my parents were entrepreneurs, and so the recession hit them and affected them to where they both were working at the same place. They worked in advertising sales, like I do myself. They worked for Yellow Pages. So in, I would say 2008, when the recession hit, they start their own venture working as they had their own cleaning business. And so I think I saw that. There's also a key thing in me that sticks out is I love the movie Meet the Robinsons from Disney Channel. And so the kid was an inventor, and he was creating things, and he just kept breaking and building. I think that really stuck with me. I really just want to just do my own thing. I'm really curious, about learning a lot of different things. So that's why I eventually got my degree in multidisciplinary studies, because I couldn't figure out what I want to do for the rest of my life. So
For sure.
yeah.
I love that. Breaking and building. So many times people build something and they're so afraid for it to break or for it to not work. But I love what Steve Jobs said at Apple. He said, we have to cannibalize ourselves or somebody else will. So just because you build something amazing doesn't mean you shouldn't break it, because there's always someone a step ahead of you that wants to put you out of business or to beat you.
Yeah, I think, being competitive is definitely like key, I think, in an entrepreneurial ecosystem. For me, that's my number one Gallup strength, is competitiveness. So I compete against myself, and I love to, think of myself, compete against other people. Sometimes it's a fault. It's also, at some points, but just trying.
Yeah, and that takes us down a completely different path. Sorry, I go down rabbit holes.
Oh, you're good.
But you talk about strengths. I have this program called the Inner Advantage, and it's strength-based. As an entrepreneur, as a spouse, as a salesperson, you should know your strengths, because it helps you understand how you show up and what may drive your competitiveness. I really love what you said too about the curiosity. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I've known I did the Gallup Strengths Finder test maybe like 7 years ago, and so I need to do it again.
Yep.
To know it changes, but like I know my top 5, I've known it off the top of my head. It's competition, adaptability, related, restorative, and command. So I really just try to keep those in mind, and then just try to keep those at the top of mind so I can navigate properly through different spaces.
Sure. And it's like, now you explained your top 5, I feel like I know so much more about you. You say things like relator, and now it makes sense why you don't like transactional. Mm-hmm. Relator is all about the deep, authentic relationships. Probably don't like a lot of small talk and like...
no, not really.
Yeah. It's talent for you, right? So, no, that's awesome.
Yeah, I definitely, I think it really just kind of helped me learn more about myself. I think sometimes we get lost in the sauce and we kind of forget who we are as people.
For sure.
And we need to sometimes just hone in on knowing ourselves a lot more. So I'm on that journey again, doing the same thing. So
I couldn't agree more. And this is taking us back to AI, but earlier this year, I knew I wanted to make a job change, and I just asked ChatGPT, I said, hey, what are the top characteristics of a founder of a startup? It gave me 6 or 7 things. And I'm like, I checked that box, every single box. I'm like, I can do that, that's me. Then I said, these are my top 5 strengths. How can I use them? And that is what birthed my entire business, the strength-based, AI-based development and the Inner Advantage program. So I think you're spot on with knowing your talent, and then if you bring in emerging technology like AI, the sky's the limit. So
yeah, I'm about to do the same thing what you did. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, for me, I kind of get in my head about, and this maybe I'm going down the wrong rabbit hole here, but
oh man, there's no wrong path.
Yeah, I'm like, I kind of get in my head about the entrepreneurial route. So I envy you for doing it. And a lot of others too. I sometimes overthink it, and I kind of think I always build roadmaps in my mind, and then I build roadmaps for the negative routes. So I'm like, I could do this and get this way, and then I'm like, oh, I could do this and it could go this way. So I get, so taking the journey that you took, utilizing AI, I need to do the same thing. So
yeah, for sure. It almost sounds like you have a strategic mapping things out.
Yep.
But
yeah,
absolutely.
That's how I live. A lot of my friends will ask me for advice on certain things, whether it comes to their entrepreneurial pursuits or creative pursuits, and I think quickly, and I just build roadmaps, and I try to draw it out. I utilize Miro a lot. Miro is my best friend.
Yeah, man, I love Miro too.
Yeah, I love it. So I utilize that tool a lot, and it's for side things. I have so many ideas, so it's for me, I just need to build a roadmap for the roadmap for the roadmap for the roadmap. So
for sure.
Yeah.
So as we're kind of winding down here, last thing I'll say is that execution is royal. Not king, not queen, but royal. If you can't execute, it doesn't matter how great your idea is. And that's something I've learned. I have high futuristic ideation strategic. So I'm a thinker, man. Those are my strengths. And I learned that I have to get out of my head and actually execute. But as we wind down, any final tips for people that are on that pursuit? Like, I think I want to be an entrepreneur, or maybe I want to make a career change. What tips would you give them?
Do what you love. This life is short. I think do what you love. If you have any doubts about anything that you're doing, find another route.
Yep.
Learn something. Learn a new skill. And I like what you said. You said if execution is royal, and if people, you used a line. You said, if nobody knows, it was, God, what was the line?
I don't know. Sometimes I just talk.
It was, you were spitting for a second. But I think for me, like, it is going to be salesy. If nobody knows, what it is that you do, then your idea is worthless. So if you need any help and assistance with programmatic advertising or any advertising efforts, you can definitely reach out to me. But
where can we reach out to you at? That was my next question. Yeah, so good segue.
LinkedIn, Andre Sessions Jr. I'm on there. You'll find a banner that says "Do something great." Just shoot me a message, an email, whatever works. I definitely like to help people of all facets and in different areas. So any help that I could be, I'll try to be it. So
no, I love that. So as we wind down, friends, know that your best chance of success starts from within. It's your talent, figuring out who you are, your filter for the world, and how you work best. So hopefully they got some good nuggets. Thanks for being here, Andre. We'll see you on the next one.